y'all. I wanted to come to y'all. I know it's everybody doing. It's been a minute since I done a video. We ain't gonna go through that because I've been busy. I'm gonna be. Hey, girls, when y'all put y'all lashes on, don't you hate when one? I don't know what it is. I be looking retarded. One always look like it's down like this, and the other one always looking up. I don't care how and when and where I put them on, it looks like that. I don't know. I don't even get it. But I wanted to talk to y'all. You know, my other job, I tell you guys, I cut hair, right? And it was a guy that came in to the shop, and he was kind of acting funny. He was kind of down, and it was a new guy, and he was kind of down or whatever. And so I'm just kind of talking to him, getting, trying to feel like, why are you acting? I just mess with people like that. Like I said, I'm a comedian, and I just be pulling stuff out of people, mess with people. Why you acting funny? Why are you acting like that? Why were you looking like that? And he like, so he went to explain. And I guess he said he was feeling a certain type of way because him and his wife or whatever had a conversation, and he's just, I guess, ready to split up and let it go. And he feel bad, and he said, the week before there was a lot of crying and this and that, and he just really feel bad. But he said, I just feel like, however it was, I'm not the one she needs, or I'm not what she wants, or whatever. And I say that to say this: in the midst of a breakup, you don't see beyond that breakup, and you in the midst of that storm. And when I tell you that storm is is hard, and you're down, and you depressed, and you so hurt you can't see your way out of it, and you wish you could do something to make the hurt leave, or get through it faster, and it just ain't it's nothing can do it. People be like, all to get over one man is to lay up under another one. That's the worst advice to give somebody. It is. Excuse me. The best way to get over somebody is take time to yourself and heal. Just take time to yourself and heal. Stop trying to jump into one relationship to get another one, think it's going to make you forget about it and make you get over it quicker. It's not. A lot of times it'll make the situation worse. It makes it a whole lot worse. Because now you get all this baggage, and really you almost using somebody as a, what they call, when you leave somebody to get somebody else. I forget what the word is right now. But basically, you trying to get over somebody, and you just jump in this relationship with the person, and then it's not a good thing, and you need to heal and get over that. But I'm saying that to say this: sometimes we're so in the midst of the storm and the hurting and in the relationship that you don't see what's over that storm for you. Example: I was married, and I thought I wanted that situation. Me and him ended up splitting up, and we split up for like 2 or 3 years, and then I finally divorced him. And I was going through so much because I thought I wanted him back. You know what I mean? I thought I wanted, he provided for me, and he provided and took care of the family, and I thought I wanted him back. But I, being the provider, I wasn't thinking about the infidelity, the messing around, the stuff that was going on in the relationship that really wasn't good. The constant messing around. And just the, not saying anybody got mental illness is something, but it's hard for me to deal with somebody that's bipolar. It's just hard for me. Some people might have the patience for that. It's just hard for me. And it might be different types of bipolar. And I believe he was bipolar, by his actions. And I've dealt with people that's bipolar and little kids. I worked with them, and I just believe he was bipolar. But anyway, and it was a lot to deal with emotionally and mentally, let alone the messing around. And it was just, it was so much. And then, but once we split up, I thought I wanted that back. I thought I was just going through so much and hurt and depression, and you think you want that back. until you finally get over it and what God really has for you. You don't see it in the midst of that storm. You don't. You don't see it in the midst of that mess. And you don't even realize what God has for you. And if I would have never got divorced and left, I wouldn't have moved to Georgia because I just wanted to do something different. And I moved to Georgia because my son, my oldest son, is the one suggested. And it really wasn't the place I really wanted to be. But I was just doing it I wanted something new. I wanted to go. And my ex-husband had left town. And that was part of our thing. We wanted to move out of town. But he ended up moving out of town. And I'm like, shoot, I want to move out of town too. Couldn't tell you really where I wanted to go. I just didn't. So I ended up here in Georgia. But it's so weird how I just came here. I just let my mind go, and how I would drive up and down the interstate and just felt free. Like it was just a release once I moved here. And then once I moved here, all of a sudden, I moved to Georgia and I got a job and working a job. And I wasn't planning on getting here and just finding somebody to get married or meet to be with or nothing. I just wanted a breath of fresh air. And I loved how Georgia looked. There was a lot of things to do. And I just liked that. I liked the weather. And so, excuse me. Well, I started having dreams. I started having dreams of me doing stand-up comedy. Never thought about it. I always liked comedy. I'm a silly person. I love comedy. I love looking at comedians and stuff and funny. But I never had it in me to think that I would ever do it. And I just would have dreams of me being at different clubs doing stand-up comedy. I had dreams of me acting and doing commercials and stuff. And and when I say dream, I mean sleep dreams, not dream of what I wanted to do later in life. These was dreams where I would be asleep and I would have these dreams of the stand-up comedy and me doing commercials and TV and people seeing me back from where I grew up in Indianapolis. And I would just have these dreams and I would just think nothing about it. Because, sometimes you just have random dreams. And I just thought nothing about it. For that to be here and me fall into it, I did not just set out to do comedy, you guys. I kind of just fell into it. It just came and fell into it, and somebody thought I was funny and suggested I do stand-up, and I was like, no. And they said, well, just try it this one time. And I tried it. My son was like, what? You might as well do it. Well, what do you got to lose? So I went on and I said, oh, well, okay, I'll try it. I done it for a stage play. It was a stage play. I was in intermission entertainment. It was crowded, packed, and everybody loved me. And then Rodney Perry, the comedian, was in the audience. And he was like, you're good. You got to do comedy. And me and him sat down and talked. I never met him. He was just so friendly and willing to talk to me. And I'm saying that to say, and now I'm doing comedy. I do stand-up. I act. I have had roles in acting. I'm in a movie called The Christians on Pureplex, and the Pureplex is like the Christian Netflix. And I have a role, and it's so crazy because when you're in the midst of something else, you don't know what God has for you, and you don't know why you might be breaking up. Because I didn't do anything wrong. I was with him. I was married to him. I didn't do it. I didn't mess around him. I didn't do anything. I did not do anything wrong. And the crazy part is God has something else for me. And I enjoy doing stand-up. I enjoy meeting the people. I enjoy entertainment. I love shrugging shoulders with a lot of some of the celebrities and up-and-coming celebrity comedians that y'all gonna love that's up-and-coming here in Georgia. And it just really trips me out because if I would have stayed married in that situation, I wouldn't be heading to my destiny. And that's why I said sometimes you in a situation and you're hurting and you're in pain and you think the world's going to end, and all you do is need to give it a minute and heal and just live your life and pray and ask God for guidance, and stuff will just start coming your way, just falling in your lap and just start coming in your way. And a lot of things we don't know what we're supposed to be doing or how we're supposed to be doing. You just got to pray, live life, and all of a sudden you'll start finding gifts that you have, and God will just set your path for you. But sometimes it's just not meant for you to stay in that old way. And God didn't like me being mistreated, I'm sure. But I was just adjusting because my ex-husband was making decent money. He was taking care of me. And I didn't have to do much. And I'm a hustler now. I'll get out and work. He knew that. But he was like taking care of me. And I was kind of getting out of that hustling, that hustling role. And then he always kept asking me, what is it you want to do? What did you want to do with yourself later on in life? I never knew. I couldn't tell him that. I never knew what it was. He said, it ain't nothing you want to do. My ex-husband used to ask me, and I'm like, no, I didn't know. Until the breakup. I ended up moving here to Georgia, and then it started falling into place. I just started meeting people and just talking to people, and they just liking my personality, making them laugh, and it just fell into place. It just fell into place. And it's crazy, but how basically that dream, like I said, I was having them dreams was visions. Them dreams were visions. And I did not have a clue. And I used to dream those dreams, and I had no clue. And God just brought to pass. And it's the craziest thing. Some people are like, no, that ain't crazy, which it ain't. But it's crazy because it happened to me, and me just seeing all this happening. And it's wild. And being from Indianapolis and people knowing me for who I am, and now seeing the things that I'm doing, seeing me do a stand-up, seeing me in movies, seeing me in different things, it messes them up because I put it on my social media, and it just messes them up. And I'm like, it ain't just mess y'all up, it messed me up too. Even I'm the one doing it. It just mind boggles me that I'm doing them things, and I expect it to get even more and even better. But I'm just saying that you're in this situation right now. You in that breakup, you in that storm, you're hurting so desperately. But you need to heal and just believe God got something. And I know people be like, oh, God got something in store for you. Oh, God. And I hate, and people are like, yeah. No, for real. For real. You just got to make it through that. You don't need to bring nobody else into your mess. You don't need to bring no other man or woman into your mess. You need to heal. Now, when the time comes, he bring that right person for you, then that's when, and take it and be God and thank God for the blessing for that. But if you just trying to be with anybody just to get over somebody, that's going to be a nightmare for you. You ain't going to be happy. Because a lot of times what we do is end up settling for anything. You don't want to do that, and I know I don't want to do that. I ain't trying to do that. So, believe me, just give yourself some time. Give yourself time to heal and pray and see what it is God has for you, because it will just end up falling in your lap and you don't even realize it. Because doing this comedy thing, it hadn't ever been hard. I have not forced it. Now I'm doing things to enhance it. I'm even taking stand-up comedy classes, which is being amazing because I'm meeting so many other comedians. I'm getting doors open for me to comedy clubs that I wouldn't be able to get. I'm getting connections to other things and all types of stuff. So you can never X out leveling or bettering yourself. And that's what you need to do once you're in a breakup. And when I told this man the stuff that I'm doing after my breakup, he said, man, it was meant for me to talk to you. He said, I feel so excited and feel better now. He said, because, you know, he was feeling bad, what you do. I mean, you still, you know, you're going to for a while. But he said he feels like there will be a light at the end of the tunnel. And it will be. You just got to give it time. Don't rush into nothing. Because when something is meant, it's not hard. It's not. It's not hard at all. It'd be easy. And you can't even turn it down. It's just be too easy. You just can't even turn it down. And I believe that as of a relationship, I'm not with anybody at this point in time, but I believe that even in relationship, if it's meant and it's supposed to be, it's just going to be easy. I mean, as of, I won't be able to turn it down. Now, believe me, relationships aren't easy. It's, you know, you got to learn each other to be hard, but it won't be hard as of what I dealt with. It won't be like that. You know, because I got a buddy who just got married, and she met somebody, and she had a heart-wrenching breakup with her ex-husband, and she was so hurt. She wanted to kill him, and about plotting to kill him. And I had to talk her off the, you know, I had to talk her off the ledge. And I just seen her going through this transformation. I just seen her just, if I could do anything to help her get over it soon, I wish I could, because she was just in a, just, if somebody could be in a fetal position, just standing up, walking around every day, you could see them. They are just so hurt and in pain, and that's how she was. And it took her like a few years. She ended up meeting somebody, and she was like, at first, like, he too good to be true. I ain't Gary talk to him. He too good to be true. And go on, get away. He want to spend too much time, and she was like, he's a little bit shorter than her, probably about an inch or two. And about an inch. And she like, no. And then he had a little, you know, teeth wasn't. And she convinced him to get his teeth fixed. He had a good job, but he was married before, and he was so busy giving, he wasn't doing for himself. So he did those things. And he's a cutie. Had nice hair, cutie. But I tell you, that man adores her. Do anything for her. That it totally won her over. She loves him to death. And they end up getting married. They end up moving in with each other a year before they get married. He bought her a home, a beautiful home. He works hard for her. She don't have to pay nothing. She does everything for him because he proved himself. And that's one of the things with men and women, with each one of us. It's like you got to prove yourself to them, because people talk. That talk stuff get on my nerves. You talk me to death. Show me. And he showed her. And they had the cutest wedding. And the vows, they shared vows and stuff and everything. And it was the cutest ceremony. And it said, I'm our age, in 50s. And he adores her. Everybody talks about how he adores her. And he's sweet to her, and he's kind to her. And she is the same back. And that's how it should be. And he's a hard worker and a great man. A great man. So the woman that he was married to before that, and maybe that's what made him even more of a great man. I don't know. But they let that man slip through their fingers. But that was her blessing. So, another one, you got to let it, you know, go through the heartbreak and go through it and let it just go on the process and let it go to get your new, what you deserve, what God has for you and destined for you. So, I hope that helps somebody, because I just really thought that was a deep thing when that man told me he appreciated it. He really appreciated our talk, and it made him feel better, and it enlightened his day. And I hope this does the same to somebody out there. All right, y'all stay blessed, be safe out here, be kind, people, because these people be mean. You know what I'm saying? Folks is mean out here these days. Try to be kind to somebody. You know what I mean? Because, you know, let's put a smile on somebody's face. You know what I mean? Make somebody laugh. Be happy. You know what I mean? Because I don't know what's going on with people, and I just want to be a light And that's the reason why I do comedy. I want to be the light, make somebody laugh, plus tell you my truth and my story. And that's what I do in my comedy. But so I don't keep going on too much because I didn't went on enough. Y'all be blessed. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Until next time. All right.